Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here. Welcome back to my walkthrough for a game called The Bridge. Now, after you pass chapter 4, you kinda, I'm not gonna ruin it, but there's something cool that happens, and then you end up at what is kind of chapter 5, but basically it's called chapter 1 Mirrored. And now all of these levels here are the same levels as before, but called Mirrored Loft, right? See what I'm saying? Whereas the first time we played it was just called the Loft. So now everything's mirrored. But you'd think that everything would just be backwards and you just do everything in reverse, but that would not be true. Let me show you. Oh, and the pictures are way different. Okay. So look, last time in the Loft, last week on the Loft, there was no Menace ball, okay? So the thing now is we gotta deal with that, and it's not super easy. It's really not. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna rotate to the right all the way until we land on that little platform at the top, and we're gonna dive off into the water. No, I'm just kidding, there's no water. Okay, so here we are. You want that ball on the beam above you. Now, what's kind of tricky here is that you can see that ball is on the beam, but you also see that that ball is touching the floor. So we want to rotate to the right until that ball kind of takes onto the floor, and we want to keep going to the right so the ball goes into the corner and we go down underneath where we currently are. So keep going. See how the ball is now going to the corner like that? There we go. So now the trick is here, you want that ball to come flying towards you, but you want it to hit that ledge so you don't die. That's pretty important. So we're gonna rotate to the left just a little bit to get some momentum, rotate to the right a little bit more, and then rotate hard to the left. And you may have to try it a couple times. Oh, see? See? So we're gonna rotate to the left. You want it to get momentum going to the right so that it kind of flings off a little bit. And now, let's try it. Oh, no, that's not gonna work either. Try it one more time. I find a lot of these puzzles in the mirrored section involve momentum, and that's a tough thing to get used to when you haven't really had to use it. Oh, that ain't gonna work either. Okay, here we go. Put it back in the corner. Nobody puts Menace ball in the corner. There we go. See how we did that? Okay, now the ball's out of the way, and essentially, same as in the Loft, you're gonna walk over onto the little decorative column situation here, fall down through onto the middle beam, and rotate around to the right. Bada boom. Okay? So that's how you do the first one. Now this is chapter 1 Mirrored, part 2 called Mirrored Library. So now in this one, they've integrated this key which has kind of the opposite gravity as you do, which makes things less than ideal. But actually, this one's pretty simple. So all we're gonna do is rotate around to the left. Keep going until the key basically gets all the way to the other side. You don't have to worry about your guy right now, just keep holding. Key's gonna go all the way around. Keep going. There we go, darling. Keep going. Keep going. There you go, Key. Nice job. Nice job, Key. Okay, there we go. So, then we're gonna move over. You can rotate around if you want. Not a big deal. Now, look what's happening here. The key's going over there, right? But if I stand here, I'm gonna show you what happens. If I were to just rotate this, I'm still not gonna be able to get that key, but probably figured it out. I know, you guys are all way too smart for this. So you're gonna slightly go to the left, and you're gonna stay at the edge until the key just pops out. Come on, buddy. Up! And you kinda need to rotate a little bit. There you go. Got it. So that one's not too bad. What did that take, like 35 seconds? I didn't really time it, but you could. This is chapter 1 Mirrored, part 3 called The Mirrored Menace. So I can only imagine what's gonna be in here. This one's, well, I'll just show you, how about that? Okay, so when I go in here and I'm approaching this with a fresh, like the first time I played it, I look at this and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. So basically when you first start out a puzzle, you kind of just try rotating as fast as you can in a certain direction, see what happens. But that is clearly not what you want to do, right? So if I rotate the other way, oh, no, doesn't work. So this one is a little bit more about positioning. You don't really have to worry about timing. There may be a little bit of rewinding and some balancing, but pretty much we're okay. So you just want to move over to the right a bit so that you can drop that top ball into that bucket there at the bottom, the bucket. You know what I mean, okay? Now that that's done, I'm gonna rotate hard left, and I'm gonna fall up into where that door is, hopefully without getting crushed by these gigantic balls. And yes, that's the first time I've ever said that out loud. And there we go. So now, just once again, we're just gonna rotate left, fall to the door, and we're out. Okay, next, we have Mirrored Chapter 1, Part 4, called Mirrored Courtyard. Are you ready for this? This one involves a little bit of trickery. And because I made the "are you ready for this" comment, I'm gonna reference this as like the Space Jam level, because you kind of have to soar through the air to catch that key. So a little bit of a spoiler for you. First thing we're gonna do is rotate to the left and walk over the tree. And we're just gonna fall down. And we're not worried about the Menace ball. That key over there, I'm not too worried about either. And then we're gonna walk our way into where the door is. Come on, there we go. Now we're gonna rotate back, and notice where that key is, okay? And look at where we are. We're pretty much exactly opposite of each other. So if we were to fall, like if I were to fall to the right, which will be down when I rotate gravity, following me? I should be able to hit that key midair. Now this one you might need to do a little bit of rewind, a little bit of balancing, but pretty much just rotate to the right. And rotate, there we go. Oh, missed it. So there you just back up. And about halfway through, just rotate a little bit more. There we go. And then to get back there, I mean, if you're at this point in the bridge and you can't figure out how to get back there, ooh, we got problems. Yoink. Okay. This is Mirrored Chapter 1, Part 5, called Mirrored Spiral. Now this one, oh my god. Major headaches here. But the headaches instantly resolve when you solve it, so that's a bonus. What we need to do, first of all, let me show you this, okay? If you just rotate to the left, like, you're gonna get crushed by that ball. There's just no way around it, okay? If you rotate to the right, while you think you have traction, right? Look at that little mini ball that we're rotating. Keep going, and you think, okay, I can get that mini ball on the outside, that's cool. But now, you've got this big ball that's gonna crush you. So, that doesn't work. Now here's where a little bit of physics comes into play, and I mentioned earlier that this chapter involves a little bit of momentum. And once I kind of started to get the hang of the first few levels here, I realized that, you know, momentum is going to be a major part of these things. So, watch the top ball there, okay? We need to get that over that little ledge, and we have to do that without dropping the bottom big Menace ball. So, bear with me here while I kind of build up some momentum. And let's try this here, see if we can get it over. Oh, not quite. But that is the idea. No, that one's not gonna work. We'll do... There, how about this one? Oh! See, it's tough because you have to do it in such a way where the bottom Menace ball won't fall off. And that is not easy. Oh, so close! This is all part of it. There we go. Oh! There! So you see how he did that? It does involve some back and forth, but there's no way around that. So, fiddle with it until you figure it out, but hopefully that helps. Now, as you can probably figure out on your own, is we just gotta rotate this to the right. And if you rotate too fast, that bottom ball will be flying off there. So you want to rotate just a little bit, get that ball moving, and then you're gonna rotate back to the left ever so slightly until it falls into the middle. Now go hard. Go hard. And you want that ball. You're gonna have to do the little momentum thing again. See how he did that? Oh, kind of. Let's back it up. Build the momentum back and forth. You gotta fling that ball onto the button. But again, you can't let that other Menace ball out of there or it'll kill you. Okay, let's get it together here. Let's try it here. Here we go. Oh, not quite. So much trouble. See what I said when we loaded this up? I was like, oh, this one, yep. All right, let's go here. No. How's that? There we go. Boom. And we are landed. So, it does take a while. You gotta practice it, but that's how it's done. So, last but definitely not least, this is Mirror Chapter 1, Part 6, called Mirrored Nook. Now, when I first loaded this up, I was like, well, okay, I'll just rotate to the left and get out of there. But you can't, because the ball kills you. But it's also not moving, so it's kind of tricky as to what happens. So what you need to do is you have to rotate to the right ever so slightly until the Menace ball goes into the swirl. And it's hard to see, but there is a key in there as well, okay? So, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put our guy on the button, which is obviously gonna open up the vortex. There we go. Now, because that ball is working against us in terms of gravity, we just need to rotate it to the left ever so slightly, and that ball is gonna go back into its original position. Rotate back, there we go, okay? Now, I'm gonna put myself in the vortex. Here I go. Got the key, rotate the ball into position, and there we go. We've done it. So, I'll show you guys the headpiece at the end here. Everyone thinks me a fool. They don't see that my wealth in their world means nothing in mine. I'll devote my life to this if necessary. Only he understands. Sounds like a rap. No, it doesn't. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. I really hope that helped you. Stay tuned. I will be putting out the next couple chapters as soon as I can do them and record them. Please rate that video and share it with your friends. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.